Alrighty, just go ahead, the drill, state and spell your first and last name,
Guy Santone, Guysantone,
position.
Chief of the Erie Fire Department.
Alrighty, so as you know, the fire that occurred last night, the latest I have is 4 children were dead. I'm not sure if you would be able to confirm that there were 5 children now.
Yeah, I got the call probably an hour or so ago that the 5th child had died.
Okay. So go ahead and explain in some, any information that you have about what had happened, with this fire.
Well, originally when they first rolled up, there was heavy fire coming out all the windows on the first floor, and the reports were in that there were children trapped on the second floor. So firefighters, obviously they started attacking the fire, but another group of firefighters laddered the side of the buildings and got up into the bedrooms, and were able to rescue or pull out the 5 younger children. Unfortunately, they all passed away.
Were they pronounced dead on the scene, or was that at Hammett?
That was at Hammett.
Okay. Okay. And then, do we know the condition of the other 3 individuals?
From what I understand, there's actually 9 total. From what I heard was the mother, the lady that lived there, ran through the fire to get outside, and she had burned her lungs and probably didn't realize that. And she drove herself to the hospital, and on the way to the hospital, she crashed her car. And she was eventually flown to Pittsburgh for treatment. There was 2 teenage boys, I guess, jumped out of the second-story window, and they suffered some minor cuts from the glass, and they leaped off the porch. And I understand that a neighbor also got burnt.
Okay. So a neighbor as well is the
Correct.
ninth person.
Correct.
But that neighbor now, I've been hearing, is this the same neighbor that tried to go in and help? Because I heard, I can't say report. I heard people around the neighborhood say that someone did try to go in there and help them.
I heard that also, but I can't confirm that.
Okay. In situations like this, your fire staff and team, how many fire trucks were on duty, during this time?
Every on-duty firefighter was at the fire scene last night. We had to call in 2 extra engine companies and another tower. While they were coming in, we had to use the volunteers to go to a couple calls that came in during our fire. But I would like to express our deepest sympathy and our prayers to the families that lost their children from the Erie Fire Department. Rest assured, I know our firefighters did everything humanly possible to try to get them out, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But our firefighters, they really did risk their lives. They went up on that second floor while the fire was still going. So we did everything humanly possible. So our prayers and our thoughts are with the family.
Chief Santone, I just lost my train of thought here. How long did it take to put that fire out?
It really didn't take all that long, probably about 20, 25 minutes. But unfortunately, the smoke travels quicker than the fire does, and it got to the children first. But it's just a tragic event.
Do you have any information or confirmation on those children that did pass away, if they were boys or girls?
I don't have the confirmation on that. I do know that the ages were between 8 months and 7 years. And I guess from what I understand, they weren't all from the same family. We're still looking into a lot of the details involving that.
This is still an ongoing investigation. We're not sure how that fire even began.
Well, the investigators have been there all night and they're all day today, and we're leading towards an electrical fire, but we can't confirm that yet. We're going to bring in a electrical engineer so he can look at some of the stuff that we saw, so he can confirm that. Initially, we thought maybe there might be some foul play, but all the evidence is pointing away from that. But having said that, it's still under investigation. So until it's wrapped up, we're going to leave it undetermined at the time.
And did a neighbor call and report this fire? Do you know?
Well, there was a number of calls that came in. The exact first neighbor, I think it was the next door neighbor, but I'm not positive. But I can't answer that one.
And in unfortunate situations like this, heart-wrenching situations, go ahead and explain, some of the services that even firefighters and your team have to overcome situations like this?
Yeah, you know, people have to realize we are firefighters, and this is part of the territory. This is what we signed up to do, but we are still human beings. So situations like that still affect us like it does a normal person. But we do have things in place. We have a peer review group. It's a group of firefighters that have gone to classes to handle situations where maybe someone's having a hard time. We also called in a couple of people from Safe Harbor last night to come to the scene in case anybody needed to talk to anybody. So we try to take care of everybody. We realize that these kind of fires can affect you mentally, maybe not right then and there, but it could later on. So the sooner that you have people talking to them, the better.
And what were the other fire stations that came in, the 2 extras?
The 2 closest firehouses, I think it was Engine 11 and Engine 8, and then the tower. I can't answer that for sure. I'm without my notes. I don't know. I do know that it took them probably half hour to get in. In the meantime, a couple calls came in, so we did utilize the mutual aid and call some volunteer fire departments in.
Okay, and how long did it take to get that fire completely out?
Probably to get it out, probably 25 minutes to a half an hour. There was a lot of fire there, but the guys did a great job. It's just unfortunate.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
We did, during our investigation, we found out that there was only one smoke detector in this house, and it was up in the attic. And by the time that smoke got to that attic smoke detector, it didn't do any good. So, I mean, I can't stress enough how important smoke detectors are. This could have saved some lives.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today on Sunday.